Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and another 10 stupid things about one of the cars we own video. This time we're talking about this lovely MG ZST 2021 model that we had in the family for 3 years and about 30,000 kilometers. I've just talked to you about how nothing is really wrong with the car, but that's beside the point. Watch that video for the good things, for me praising it really, because it's a good value for money vehicle. However, if you're buying something from SAIC Motor Group in Australia, if you're buying MG specifically, there are some things that are just running in the family of these vehicles, and they would be relevant for you even if you're buying 2024 models. Before I keep going, let's talk about our sponsors. A very long time sponsor of this channel is Ottocast. Among other lovely companies that I work with, Ottocast are manufacturers of automotive car electronics, such as the systems that are enabling wireless connectivity to your Carplay and Android Auto built-in systems of your car. So if you already have a screen in the car, infotainment screen, but you're not very happy with the maps, maybe your model, your version of the car did not come with maps, such as the base model of this MG Core does not come with maps, only Essence comes with maps, and we'll talk about this later. You will want it, right? And you don't want to connect wires, you don't want any of that temperamental stuff. So wireless connectivity is absolutely where it's at in 2024. Come on, mate, keep up with the program, right? As they say. So Ottocast is a respectable brand that's offering a massive discount to my community. Please check out the links in the description below. They have more than one version of the adapters. You want a smarter system, they have AI boxes for you. You want a basic, more cheap one, just create wireless connectivity, no problem. So anyway, I hope I convinced you that you don't need to deal with wires in 2024. So Ottocast, that's where they come in. Thank you very much, Ottocast, for being friends of this channel and sponsoring a lot of our videos. Let's jump into the point number one. Point number one that I find absolutely stupid about this vehicle, and you need to simply be aware of it, is the fact that, believe it or not, MG ZST, as well as my previously owned MG HS, they have recommended 95, unleaded 95 fuel. 95 is quite substantially more expensive than 91 fuel in Australia, not to mention diesel or anything like this. This is certainly not a diesel vehicle. But 95, it is non-negotiable, as in by non-negotiable, I mean if you want your warranty to not be void or someone to nitpick on you when something substantially wrong goes with the engine, maybe, who knows, yeah, hopefully it never happens to you, never happened to us. But they will look at these bullet points. Oh, what kind of fuel are you putting in? Well, 95 is what it officially says. And by the way, in case you never had to lodge any claims on anything broken, if they somehow retrace the history of what exactly you're putting into the car, or they somehow do the chemical analysis and they find out that it's not 95 that you repeatedly have been putting, or the engine is showing wear and tear that is not, you know, congruent with exactly what they expect, you may have problems with the claim. So anyway, 95, expensive, unjustified, probably one of the actually relatively big negative points of this vehicle. It's more expensive to fuel. That it's as simple as that. Second stupid point, in my humble opinion, absolutely stupid, bad design, is this lovely sunshade. Guys, it's Australia. We have a lovely panoramic sunroof. That's a positive, okay? But that's a positive for dealership showroom, or that's a positive for a country that doesn't have enough light, somewhere in Europe, somewhere wherever you are. Here in Australia, we have abundance of light, yeah? And having sunshade, having a panoramic sunroof with a sunshade is great. It's a great option, but we would use it, I don't know, 1% of the time, perhaps. The rest of it has to be closed. And this thing, as you can see, is semi-transparent. It lets in a lot of light. I'm not mentioning to just try to take a nap in your car and try to rest with this light coming through. I'm just even saying, simply driving around on a hot day. Right now it's not a very hot day, but it's sunny enough for some light coming even through. It's not even that sunny right now outside. And I can tell you that it's strange. It's just strange. If you're making a shade should be not transparent, MG. What the hell is going on? So this is a very stupid thing, in my humble opinion. It's also not solid. Like, not that you're supposed to put any pressure on it, but it's a mesh. It's a mesh. It's like thin. It doesn't even have any heat containing properties. It's not about just about the light, my friends. It's about the heat. Yeah. So legit reason for you to consider, you know, if you're okay with it. That's not a good thing. Okay, it's not a good thing. Now, point number 3 is, in my humble opinion, inadequate infotainment. Big asterisk that infotainment is software. Software is updatable. So it is a very, very good chance that they have updated infotainment and updated software that comes with MG ZST 2024 and beyond. This is 2021. In my opinion, it's inadequate. I'm pointing it out for what it is. If you're buying a used one, for example, and you're like, MG 2021, great condition, blah, 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 infotainment is going to be, in my humble opinion, inadequate. Inadequate is a strange word, right? We all define it differently. Something that's adequate to you would be inadequate to me. Okay, that's cool. That's cool, acknowledging that. But it's slow. Like the processor behind this electronics, whatever powers this screen, is rather slow, in my opinion. It's a bit sluggish. Yeah. Options that are given to you here on the screen are a little rudimentary, like there is nothing to write home about. Anyway, I just find it a little lackluster, personally. I crave immediately just the richness of, say, Android Auto or Apple Carplay, which of course is solved with our Ottocast of whatever we connected here, or some other. If you are an Android user, perhaps not this Ottocast, but you would use CarLinkit or something else. There are plenty of options, but by itself, out of the box, I found it inadequate. Take it for what it is. I think it's a bit stupid. Okay. Now, point number 4. My pet hate since ever I had my MG HS, and in this one it does the same freaking thing. No matter what you do, my friend, you cannot turn off the radio permanently. So you can mute it. There is a button, luckily, on the steering wheel here that conveniently allows you to mute it with one press. That's a massive plus. But the massive negative and the stupid thing that we're pointing out here is that every single time you turn on the vehicle, every single time you turn on it, it will turn on the radio and it will start blasting you. I'm not putting over here the sound and sample for you, because I don't think it's a very hard thing to understand what I'm saying to you, as well as I don't want the music to start blaring and me getting a copyright strike just because I played a fragment of some radio song that they were playing then. That's the main reason I'm not putting it there. But the fact that you can't say never turn on the radio is very, very strange and very, very stupid, in my opinion. Now, point number 5, another very serious one. Horrible is the keyword. Horrible quality of the out-of-the-box MG/SAI group supplied brake systems. Pads, as well as the brake discs and everything else. Horrible quality. Why am I saying this? Watch that video where I very, very transparently, very honestly told you how the brakes, not just the pads, but the brake system had to be replaced at 20,000 kilometers on the clock, 10,000 kilometers back. It had to be replaced. It was the most perplexing thing. There was a massive uproar in my community and they were like, what? And I'm with you, my friends. It's both stupid, disappointing, and unacceptable. Completely unacceptable in terms of the quality. I don't know. Nothing was wrong with the car. Nothing is still wrong with it. But we had to replace those brakes. And some of you, when I was talking about in that recent video that nothing went wrong and after 30,000 we're still happy with this car, which we are. But that thing, they were like, oh, have you forgotten, Dimitri, what happened then? I haven't forgotten about that, my friends. And here is honesty for honesty. I'm reiterating this once again. It doesn't make the car bad. It just makes me wonder what else is cheaply made of a softer alloys and whatever. So far, so good, but that has to be acknowledged. Brake quality, at least brakes, are horrible, and you can expect trouble with the brakes. Point number 6 is, I'm going to call it as temperamental starter system. Temperamental engine starter. There were 2 occasions in the 3 years of ownership of this vehicle when my wife left the car. It's parked outside of the house. Weather is different. It's not like it's Russian winter here in Australia, but rain, this and that. We don't know exactly what to attribute it to, but in case it matters, it's not in the garage. It's not in a dry garage, the car. And 2 times the car refused to start. Twice, my wife just needed to go somewhere, got into the car, keys here, everything is cool, press the button, doesn't start. We have speculated in terms of what can solve it. I have offered you some options, some suggestions. We thought that maybe it's just a matter of the immobilizer of the engine detecting the fob. Maybe it's the fob detection system. Maybe it's something else. I don't know. But at least one of those situations, I had to call out the roadside assist. And the guy came in and suggested that the car engine somewhere, there's some system, part of it was flooded by the rain. How does that happen? So I don't know, but please be aware of it. Temperamental is, I'm going to say. Only twice in 3 years, but not pleasant. Now, these seats, this leather, it's not real leather. It's actually great quality in my humble opinion. It's fantastic, very comfortable, very nice. So all those compliments well deserved, okay? But now we're not talking about that. We're talking about the fact that in summer, when the light comes through this non-existent shade or from other sources, because there's certainly plenty of windows here, the car is filled with light in the hot summer days, these seats become really, really hot. They are really, really hot, these seats. And it probably is attributed to however nice quality of this faux or fake leather, whatever you want to call it. It's good, it's good. Problem is that it's not real leather and it becomes really, really hot. Some might say even unbearably hot in summer. It is what it is. It's a bit stupid, but you buy a cheaper vehicle with nice, really nice lining, with really nice everything else. Well, this is a trade-off. It's not as stupid as it's a trade-off, but you need to be aware of it, okay? Now, the built-in Sat Nav navigation. First of all, yes, before you say, Dimitri, don't you dare complaining, you at least have it supplied. Yes, I do, and that's exactly why a cheaper vehicle from China or something runs circles around some basic value proposition from some more established brands such as Toyota. So maps are built in, at least in the top of the range Essence model here. That's good. Problem is, that's maps system from the 1950s. It's horrible. It's sluggish, slow, occupies, doesn't make use of the real estate of the screen very well. The map part is crude, clunky. I would not dare recommending you using it ever. Just connect something like this Ottocast system or whatever you want, like your phone directly by wire if you don't want to spend, like if you're so poor that you can't spend $60 to buy yourself a wireless adapter. And use standard Apple Maps or Google Maps something, but not this thing. I wish they didn't even put it in, because they say that that adds value to the car and whatever. But who would use this standard system in 2024? It's not 1950s, my friends. It's stupid. Don't use it, okay? Now, point number 9, once again, something that may have been improved with software a little bit in the later versions, in 2024 models, maybe is the keyword. And also so I'm talking about camera quality. I'm talking about the quality of the camera. So once again, the top of the range Essence is lovely in a sense that it gives you aerial view above that helps with parking, and it gives you also 360-degree camera. So that's great. You get that, something that you would not get from Japanese vehicles within this price range. That's great. However, I'm sure you would agree that the quality of this camera and the size of the window that you see of that camera size is rather small. Reminds me of my Subaru, except in my Subaru it's high quality. And the quality of the reversing camera and of this aerial kind of view of around, it looks very kind of janky. It looks very, very clunky. It never gave up on us. It always worked, but it's just not high quality, is what I'm going to say to you. So treat it however you want it. Maybe it's just first world problems here. It probably is, but for what it's worth, it is it's something that I wanted to point out to you. Not a very good quality of cameras, really, really bad, especially in the low light conditions such as reversing into your driveway at night. Like, good luck seeing anything there. Final point number 10. It's a rather, and I'm gonna say it's one of those things that, again, please check with your service center and stuff. It's a strange servicing system of this. If you stick with MG and if you service at MG dealership, you will never have to deal with this problem again. But we wanted to service the car after replacing the brakes, not at MG, because MG also wanted to charge an arm and a leg for it, and we replaced the brakes much cheaper elsewhere. So when you go to a legit service center somewhere in Australia and stuff, we went to My Car. Well, there is no point of me concealing it. We went to My Car service center, yeah? And they're great. And they've done things relatively cheaply, professionally, everything was great, right? So now we wanted to come to them for the 3 years of servicing, of logbook servicing, right? And they told me, again, like, go there, ask them if you don't believe me. But they said to them, oh, no. With MG, we cannot service logbook service before 3 years old of the car. What? Like, first time I hear about it. Is it MG related? Is it My Car related? Could be both. But I am telling it to you for what I found out about it as a private owner. Once again, I'm not some professional fluffy reviewer, as you know, and that's hopefully why you're one of my subscribers. If not, now is your chance to subscribe. You're welcome, my friend, in this club. But what's up? What's up with that? Why? I don't understand this. It's a strange thing if truly MGs are among those brands, or one brand that particularly says to the other service centers, even completely legitimate service centers, not just I don't know, something dodgy at the backyard of someone. They say no. If you want to retain warranty, presumably, you have to service with us for the first 3 years, not negotiable. Yeah, we called them. We wanted to book. We straight away wanted to book, and they said, "Oh, is the car under 3 years old?" And we're like, "Well, just about under 3 years old." No, we can't do it. You got to go to MG. Stupid, right? That's it, my friends. 10 things that I find either poorly designed or rather stupid. So please take it into account. I think I praised this car enough, didn't I? I say on every occasion how much fun I have driving it, how much value for money I think this car, specifically this ZST model. I'm not talking about generally MGs, even though I think they are value for money, by the way. But ZST is a fantastic vehicle with its own quirks and stupid things that you need to be aware of. So just when you're buying a used one in a great condition, something like 2021 model, 2022 model, they haven't changed all that much as far as I know. 2024, I'm not going to say I haven't touched them, haven't checked them. Probably long overdue, and I should. But you need to know what you're getting yourself into. That's all I'm saying to you. That's all I'm saying to you. If you found this useful, please don't leave without leaving me a like. This goes a long way. It does. If you're one of those mute people, I don't judge. But if you don't talk to me in the comments down below, fine. But at least give me a like so that I know it landed well with you, this video. And thank you very much for being part of this community for over 2 years. More videos are coming to you about value cars in Australia, not just MG, obviously, related, every week. Goodbye for now.